Hello, Shmuel. Hello, Daniel. Our guests today, Shmuel and Daniel, owners of Body Tuning and Physical Therapy, located in Manhattan, New York. So, Shmuel, how are you?
I feel good. I hope after the interview I feel even better.
Great. I'm glad to hear that. So, what is the specialty of your clinic, and what population do you guys serve?
Yeah, okay. So our clinic specializes in performing arts. So we try to get as many musicians and dancers as we can. A lot of our clientele comes from Lincoln Center. So we're working with really high-end performing musicians. But, you know, once you're a treating therapist, you realize the body is the body. So, of course, if we get somebody else who isn't a performing artist, this doesn't matter. We can obviously treat the whole body. And but we tried to keep our niches in the performing arts realm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And before this, I studied music, and Dr. Tatz loves music, and we always have the music playing on the speakers here. And
Okay.
mostly classical music. But
so you would say majority of your patients are musical performers, right? Is that accurate, or?
Yeah, I'd say we get close to maybe 50% clientele. That's that, which
Got
for
it.
Nick is pretty good. You know, we get obviously just the general public as well.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. And so when did you open your clinic? How long ago?
I am first time opened my clinic in the early 70s, before your grandfather born. This is my first clinic. This was in former Soviet Union. And second time I opened the clinic in a socialist society in Israel. This is socialism. But finally, I think we need to open clinic in the capitalism country, in New York. And I'm happy together with Danny. Now I'm working 5 years, but I'm in New York. You can hear from my nice Brooklyn accent. I'm 30 years.
Sure.
Yeah, you started in Carnegie Hall 30 years.
Yeah, I was in Carnegie Hall for 20 years.
Sorry, you were inside Carnegie Hall? The clinic was inside Carnegie Hall?
Yeah, first my clinic was at Carnegie Hall. And this is a long story why Carnegie Hall. But we teach people not only from Carnegie Hall, a lot of people coming from Lincoln Center.
Right.
This is why we move now between Carnegie Hall and Lincoln Center.
Got it.
We're moving to the people.
But Dr. Tatz stole the chairs from Carnegie Hall.
Yes, I have some memories. I stole the chairs.
Yes. You have the souvenirs.
I stole from Carnegie Hall. And then I told what kind of people. You know, I don't remember, in the past 30 years, I don't remember somebody came to see us, the physician referred to physical therapy or from the hospital. I don't remember. I only average person who coming to see me, correct me, is 2-3 physical therapists, 2-3 chiropractors, acupuncturists, and people that making this circle. Chiropractic, acupuncture, massage therapist, Rolfing, Felding, later decide to go to the Google, the smart Google, and to Google who the best physical therapist in New York City. And some people think, you know, you always coming very, very highly. Now, Danny comes even higher comparison with me. As this is what people be taking care. People who try different things and even try the surgeries and still something bothers, something not good. Why the musician? If musician has problem, it cannot work. This is what important. Yeah. And lawyer, you know, can secretary, can even today even you can sit at home and do good billing hours from the home. Musician or dancer cannot sit at home perform. Nobody going to pay him for him. As this is why the people who really want to get better, talking, asking, not physicians, not physicians, not hospitals, not insurance, people who had experience And so, I'm right?
Yeah. Most of our business comes from word of mouth. And
not most, 99.
Yeah, almost all of it. And then the other small percent comes from just people researching online.
Yeah.
So that's actually, so that's an interesting topic. That one of my questions. So in terms of marketing, in terms of referral sources, right? So, a lot of clinics have referral sources as doctors. However, many clinics, kind of go away from that concept, and definitely, word of mouth and internet searches dominating, referral sources among a lot of clinics. So for you're saying, so 90% of your clients is word of mouth, and the rest is Google, internet search.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And this all has to do with, because we're a cash-based practice.
All right. So you don't accept any insurances at all. You're out of network for everything.
Exactly.
Right? No.
Exactly. So that all, it just immediately makes this referral idea very difficult, because to get referrals from a physician who is referring out of network is very unusual.
Sure.
Because our prices are higher, because we work differently and the quality is higher. Right?
Definitely.
This is not so easy to keep people in the circle of the healthcare. They need to go outside and decide to spend a little bit of money or take a risk with their out-of-network coverage and try to get the results that way. So this is why usually people decide to make that leap to spend the money, because they have a friend or they know somebody who can testify and say, it's worth it, go, they'll help you.
Definitely. Okay. And then for your location, right? So your guys very close to Lincoln Center, right? Are you across the street or in the same block? What's the
We're two blocks away.
Okay. And are you credentialed with Medicare even, or everything is out of network, even Medicare patients?
Right now we're trying to get back into this, perhaps for the telemedicine, but basically, when was last time you took Medicare?
15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Got it. Okay. So, understood. Okay. And so my next question, since we talked about referrals, we talked about marketing. Do you spend any money on marketing, guys? We
spend right now, I'm there, especially during the quarantine, I started to produce a lot of online classes and Zoom classes, things like that. Now I'm on YouTube Live every day at 2:00, and they all stay on the channel. So we're spending very few dollars basically trying to promote the online stuff and just get awareness out there. We do like the Google stuff, Facebook ads, stuff like that, just to try to get viewership and try to get people to see our content, basically.
Got it.
But we don't, let's see, we took out one advertisement in the Musicians Union magazine last year. And this was about it, really. We're probably spending less than $4,000 a year on advertising, if that.
I'm sorry, you took out advertisement from their magazine. It wasn't producing enough leads. Is that what happened? Why did you take it out?
No. Well, sorry, we didn't. We took it out as in we bought it. So we did a 1-year subscription with this magazine. This is still going on. This is
I see. You're saying okay. So that's one of the sources. Yeah, marketing sources.
And but so far I don't see enough leads. We probably won't repeat that. So far we have just one person that came from it, and so basically from them we made our money back, but so far nothing else.
I see. Are there any doctors that refer to you guys?
Doctors? The doctors is biggest enemies of physical therapy. What you talking? Doctors? You told me. What you talking? No, 1 second. I talk only from my experience. I have only 50 years of experience.
So I just had an interview literally 3 hours ago with a physiatrist that.
What talking and the camera? This is they don't talk. You know what you what talking and the camera politician.
I want to hear.
So I definitely understand where you're coming from with the doctors and with the whole dilemma in the rehab world, right? Physical occupational therapy and the doctors, how they look at physical therapy. But in my opinion, physiatry is the specialty that understands physical therapy, is the specialty that could provide the appropriate referral. It's the specialty that, again, could point a patient. It's not a lot of patients. So it's educating a patient about physical therapy a lot of times is difficult. And as you said, a lot of doctors don't understand the whole concept of physical therapy, but physiatrist is the best suited specialist to understand and explain physical therapy to the patient. But you know, I agree with you in a lot of ways, you know, with the doctors and the doctor referrals to physical therapy. But I wouldn't say,
just so far we haven't seen that pan out for us.
Mhm.
We've definitely contacted physiatrists also. I think there are maybe a few people out there. We certainly have patients who come to us that have been seeing doctors, and they're always talking it up like, oh, you should meet this doctor. They would really get along. You know, they have a holistic approach also. They would definitely refer you people. No, they don't.
I see. Okay. All right.
I am serious. The insurance, the physicians, the hospitals, the biggest enemies of physical therapy.
Of good physical.
Right. When insurance, I agree with you.
Therapy, who can help? Yes, to shake and bake. Yeah.
I'm a big believer in teamwork and working with multiple specialists to get patient, you know, to a better place. So, you know, again, as you said, a lot of doctors, you know, they misunderstand the concept of physical therapy. But I've met really good
doctors. By the way, we have patient doctors,
sure,
who don't pay the bills. Doesn't matter. But it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I have friends, dozens of friends, physicians. We go and drink a beer and play hooky, but patient? What? I refer you patient? What? I'm crazy.
Okay,
I pay for lunch, but
hot topic.
Yeah, definitely. So what is, in terms of certifications, do you hold any certifications?
Oh, yeah, of course we have to take the continuing education all the time. So
sure.
Yeah, we have lots of the taping, the myofascial cupping, the you know, scraping, Graston, gua sha stuff.
Got it. So from what I understand, you guys, the body tuning, the clinic itself, you guys focus a lot on manual therapy.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
Yeah, this is really what we're selling, is manual therapy. This is what separates us from every other clinic out there. It's our skills of our hands, and more importantly, the time that we spend using our hands.
Definitely. Okay. And during COVID, has that been difficult? Have you guys seen any patient through telehealth, or has that, you know?
Oh yeah, man, we tried to boost this up. I saw a lot of I wouldn't say a ton, but yeah, a good amount of telehealth things, you know. That forced me to rely a little bit more on the knowledge and exercises and, you know, home care instructions. But you know, this is like so basic compared to what you can do with your hands. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we're forced into this a little bit, but honestly, I'm trying to move away from it now that the clinic's starting to get busy again. For me, that market, they can have it. It's not where we're going to make our
right. It is difficult.
Where we're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because we can't charge as much money for an online session as in person. So
absolutely.
It's, you know, it still eats up the time, but just for
absolutely. But were you guys open during COVID? I mean, I used to COVID, you know, we still have.
We stayed open later than most people until they said you have to go stay home, and then even then I treated
physical therapy is essential. So there's, you know, we, like, for instance, you know, clinics I'm involved with, we have.
Yeah, but here in New York, it became much worse with the pandemic, and nobody was leaving the home. It was complete shelter.
So getting patients in.
So even we had the clinic open, but nobody was coming in.
Got it. I understand.
So it got to the point where, okay, let's go home for a month and a half. And then slowly we started to build up again from
Got
there.
it. Thank you, Daniel. So pre-COVID, how many patients would you guys say you see a week on a weekly basis on average?
Pre-COVID, we were seeing every day. We're seeing
weekly
18 to 20 a day. So it's maybe tops 100 per week.
About 100. Okay. And how many people work in the body tuning and physical therapy?
We're the only therapists. We have one at the front desk, and also we have 2 other people that help us with the finance and the technology, but they're more like adjunct.
Got it. Understand. Okay. So do you guys keep track of different reports? You know, things like cancellation rates, things like, you know, referrals and stuff like that?
Yeah, hopefully we're going to start to now, because now during the COVID, we had the opportunity to update the 30-year-old office to a more digital platform.
Sure.
So it'll be much easier for us to keep track of that.
Got it.
We don't have good metrics at the moment, how we did in the last couple of years. We have some idea how much we made. We made our cancellation policy more strict last year due to some influx of cancellations. And honestly, that worked pretty well. So those are pretty rare now. But yeah, it happens.
So let me ask you, do you use EMR system for documentation, or how do you what kind of documentation do you guys use?
So far I've just been using Word and Google Docs.
Got it.
But now we started using Simple Practice, and this is like a digital EMR.
Sure.
And they have a section for notes, which I'll probably use going forward. I just use basic SOAP notes, so that should be pretty easy to take care of.
Okay. Very good. And what would you say the biggest expense within the clinic is? Is it payroll, or is it rent?
Biggest expense, I think probably payroll.
Payroll.
I think. You know what our biggest expense is? We were able to buy the space last year, so now we're just paying the maintenance.
And how large is the space?
Well, we have 4 private treatment rooms plus a little bit of a lobby, front desk, 2 bathrooms, and the room we're in now, which is maybe I don't know, 20 by 20 tops, probably smaller.
Got it. So a little over 1,000 square feet, you would say?
Maybe, yeah, sure.
Got it.
I guess I'm pretty bad with square feet, so
That's fine. Yeah, I just want our listeners to understand, like in Manhattan, clinics are very different than clinics.
Yeah, sure. I can give you a walking tour if you want.
In Kentucky. Sure, Deanna would love to, I'm sure our listeners and the viewers would like to see the clinic and, what is it that, the magic, where the magic happens, so to speak, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
How you think, how many offices of physical therapy in the 3 continents what I was living and working, I visit, how many?
How many offices are out there?
I saw about couple hundreds of offices. Yes, I've been.
Yes.
Like guests, like patient, like students. And no, when everybody coming here and seeing our office is shocked to see why this experience what I had for 15 years in different situations in the office. I build here the office for patients to get.
Sorry, very, very important question, because I haven't interviewed anyone that had experience with physical therapy in a different country. So how would you say physical therapy is different from your perspective, understanding of physical therapy here in the United States versus Israel or the former Soviet Union countries?
Yeah, he's asking how is physical.
I tell you, the best possibilities to do the best physical therapy is in America. Now,
I agree.
No question. This is best possibilities, but doesn't mean the best possibilities to give for patient medical attention, America. But not sure how this happened, but possibility is the best. But they have the best technology, we have the money, we have everything.
100%.
Now, no question the other question, what we getting. As even the world, only in America, physical therapy, in Europe, kinesiotherapy, physiotherapy, this difference when this is, and in America, this right word, physical therapy. This means we can use so different modalities, so different techniques, physical. What is physical in therapy? This means, I know.
Give me an example how, you practice differently in Israel, for instance, versus in America. Is there anything different?
What different? Look, in Israel, for past the medicine organized for 50 years, and people know you get treatment, you don't going in network, you're going out of the network. Everybody Israeli knows very good. You want physical therapy, don't go to you don't get it. Here in America, traditionally, people in a network. For people, very hard to understand the difference in the physical therapy shake and bake and really private practice physical therapy. When I arrived 30 years ago in America, didn't exist private physical therapy.
Yeah,
Sure.
how would you compare Slavomir's clinic to ours?
Slavin.
Yeah,
Look,
Kowalski.
got mine. This is in Israel, everybody is traditional knows the therapy private. You're going to 1 or 2 men's running office, yeah?
Sure.
And knows the therapy is hands-on, minimum half hour, and some therapists 45. Kowalski, one of our mentors, yeah, even today is 75 years old, still with every patient have our hands on.
He's in Israel?
Our different modalities.
He's in Israel?
Yeah, in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This means the traditions is no question. The treatment in Israel very, very good. But is America we learning? In America coming, I know personally 3-4 Israelis who came here and doing the good therapy.
Yeah, I think the biggest point here is to say the physical therapy is not different anywhere, but the practitioners and the level of education.
System.
Yeah, exactly.
The systems makes, I know many physical therapists, some good physical therapy, but if you're working for $20 treatment, what you can do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's why Manhattan is a very interesting place versus, I don't know, Staten Island, where I have a clinic, for instance, as well, because a lot of people actually have out-of-network benefits versus areas like in the Bronx or in Staten Island, where the insurances are very limited. You know, talking of GHI or hip insurances, they pay $20 to $40 per treatment. I know who could provide treatment for that, right? So obviously, Manhattan, we're having higher cost of living, higher cost of rent, higher cost of payroll. Right, you cannot offer those services in Manhattan, and the quality obviously. Then, in order to accept those JHI patients or hip patients, for instance, that pay $30-$40 a visit, that means you have to see at least 5 patients at a time. Versus, out of network, maybe provide that one-on-one treatment.
This is the whole difference in and out of network.
Absolutely. All right. So thank you very much for your info. So my other question is, how many hours a week pre-COVID did you spend working, within the clinically and, administrative stuff, I guess?
Yeah. So we open at 8 a.m. Dr. Tatz works in the morning. He usually takes patients through 12:30.
Very good in the morning. Well, you can see now it's morning. I saw hyper.
Yeah. Then I wake up at 11.
Musician.
And I come to start working at 2 o'clock. So we're closed just from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. And then I work in the afternoon from 2 until 7 o'clock at night. So total, I guess that gives us like 9 or 10 hours per day of treatment time. Obviously, we're not completely booked every day.
Sure.
But we're open and available for treatment.
But do you spend extra time in documentation and practice management after those hours of operation? Or is it within those hours?
Yeah, sometimes. It depends on the case because, first of all, we don't always write medical notes for every single patient because a lot of times it's not requested by the insurance company.
Right.
We don't need it for our memory. So sometimes I have an influx and I have to spend 1 or 2 hours on the weekend writing a handful of notes, that are backdated from treatments that have been done and requested further information.
So you're talking about submitting to patients? Patients ask you to submit their claims, right? To get reimbursed.
Well, we'll submit their claims for them to the insurance, even though it's going out of network.
Right. So they could get reimbursed.
An explanation of benefits saying we denied this.
Got it.
Enough medical information. And then I'll sit down and write some notes.
Daniel, and you're the person that will do that, right? You're the kind of the billing.
Correct.
Person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't do the billing necessarily. We have our biller and front desk.
Okay. So they will send it out. Got it.
Yeah, and they'll help me. They'll notify me. Oh, we got denied on this. They'll send me an email saying we need notes for this person for this dates with this diagnosis, and I'll write those, and then we'll send them back in, and hopefully the insurance will pay a little bit.
Okay, makes sense. All right, thank you. Thank you for this.
You do minute me to tell something. I think mostly people with PTs listen right now, yeah?
Right.
The camera.
The camera.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you, you guys, you lucky guys to be first in America, and second to be in profession physical therapy. I don't know one medical condition, one problem in human body, what we cannot help. Not always we can cure, not always we can fix, but always we can make better. And we lucky to be in professionals, always we can help to human body and mind.
Mm-hmm.
We enjoy to do what you're doing, and always for people who has 10, 20, 30 years of experience, always have company with younger people.
I agree with you on that.
Share, don't afraid to share the experience. Don't afraid to tell what you knowing. Later, when we're going to be in the sky and we're going to see, enjoy our colleagues, our students, our friends, how successful making not miracles, but very, very good work for human being.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. So my last question for our interview today. So what is the long-term goal of body tuning and physical therapy?
Oh, just to treat people all day, every day. You know,
Okay.
I don't think we're not necessarily trying to grow this right now into a multiple office type of thing. This means I would have to move into administrative work and stop treating.
Sure.
And, you know, the passion is in the treatment, and we have enough business for the two of us to eat well and sleep well. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think the thing we're most interested in is the legacy and educating other physical therapists to show
You
them
can enjoy.
yeah, there's another way to work. You don't have to be, you know, the system needs to change, and our protest for the system is by just doing this good work.
Got it. Yeah, the reason I asked this last question is some people have different goals. Some people like, you know, to grow their clinic to the best it could. And then there's certain clinicians, they want to have multiple practices, and, you know, their long-term goal is different. That's why, you know, I always ask that question just for listeners to see, you know, people have different goals set up for their businesses, and that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And I like it, you know, so you guys care about treatment, about patient care, and making sure, you know, you offer the best you could for the patient to get better. That's the best, you know, that's the reason why you're, you know, physical therapy field. And I really appreciate your time today. Thank you. And we'll be in touch. So guys, yes, let's see the tour of body tuning and physical therapy, what it looks like, what physical therapy clinic in Manhattan looks like.
Okay. So let's see, we're coming in here's our front door. Okay, so people coming in and they're saying,
so, sorry, hello. You had some pictures there. These are patients that were treated in the clinic?
Yeah, these are all former patients.
Wow.
Some of them a little bit famous.
Oh,
here's Lou Reed.
Wow, yeah, sure.
We have Rostropovich here.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so they're coming in and seeing a little bit. We have nice piano bench fitting with our theme. Okay, here's our old benches from Carnegie Hall.
Oh, I see that.
Magazine, some articles about Dr. Tatz from Advanced Physical Therapy. On the cover there. Okay, we're coming in here. We have our pantry to the right, bathroom for patients. Here we have our exercise room where we did the interview. This is actually a fake wood floor. It's actually matted down.
It looks nice. I wouldn't tell without actually touching it. Probably.
Here, so this is what all of our treatment rooms look like. You know, so we have lots of art on the walls with nice, bright, natural sunlight from the garden.
It has a very nice feel, I'll tell you. I've been to quite a few clinics, but it has a very nice feel, very private feel. Very.
So this is each room, you see, this is piano room, yes?
I love it.
You have guitar room, you see?
Beautiful. This is definitely one of a kind, guys. I got to tell, this is one of a kind clinic, you know.
Exactly. So it's very homey, and it feels good to be here. We have lots of beautiful pictures of the hands. You know, we have modalities hanging everywhere. We got the electrical pulse magnets. We have
Mhm.
an old school ultrasound down there.
Very good. These are the most durable ones. The old school ones.
Nobody has table like this. Show me who physical therapist
Yeah,
has
unfortunately,
table like this.
ours
I give
doesn't
you
work so well
$1,000.
anymore.
This is yeah. This more, it looks like more of a Cairo table, right? So that's
It's
the
not Cairo. Oh, this is the difference. It's
Yeah.
not Cairo. This is physical therapy table.
Yeah, here
The big difference.
yeah, we like this one swing. So when they're on the side, you can do like lumbar.
sure
movement.
adjustments. Definitely, yeah.
Oh, this is-
But okay, so then we have this also very important for us because we use a lot of Eastern techniques.
Trigger points. Yeah.
Yeah, this auricular therapy, and sometimes we
this
use
laser,
the cold
this
laser.
we
Yeah.
use them at the
Yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then we come around the back here. This door in front of us actually opens up back to the lobby where that coat hanger is. But we have two tables here. Nice high table, which works nicely for pregnancy situations and stuff. And
you see, people can feel here not in the hospital surrounding about, about some.
we have too much art. We're still figuring out where to put it all.
Art gallery.
Yeah.
People to feel why the physical therapy. This is not hospital. There's not people dying. People here not dying. People here trying to feel more comfortable in the life, better, to enjoy America.
Yeah, most of our machines are in Russian, so I just.
Oh wow, I've never seen those before.
But what, from Long Island. What
Yeah,
this is the
here we
best
go.
machine.
Yeah,
Show
it's our
me who
all-time
physical
favorite.
therapist was spending $35,000 for this machine
Yeah.
made in Long Island. not in
Diapulse.
China. Yeah.
Is that thermo machine?
It's not for. It doesn't make heat. It's like diathermy, but
Diathermy. Pulse. Okay. Pulse diathermy.
Diapulse.
Got it.
It makes everybody fall asleep. It's amazing.
Is that a vibration machine?
Yeah, exactly. This is great for everybody. We have the piano when people want to play, and then we just got this nice ladder for the stretching and hanging.
Yeah, this is actually very common in the former Soviet countries. Very common.
Exactly.
This is very, very important. This is.
I'm a big believer in like pull-up bars actually, and
Yeah, so that's our clinic, and
this will show how I was younger and how the ballerinas like
look,
me.
your hair is still dark.
Yeah,
there.
my hair and my look. What profession? What kind of beautiful women's coming to see, touching, schmoozing.
Don't include that. Don't cut that.
Well, touching.
That's fine. That's fine.
Somebody pianist coming and they'll go play for half hour later. We take care of you.
Yeah, it really helps to have the instruments here because then we can see what they're doing wrong when they play, or what the situation is really happening.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I love the practice, guys. So as I said, I'm in New York, and if I have any patients that really need a good manual physical therapist, I know the place now for referrals. As I said. Very impressive. I loved it. I love the clinic.
How important we have 2 bathrooms.
The most important. The most important.
Sometimes people are like the same time a little better.
Yeah. It's very rare this is very rare for Manhattan to have to bathroom in physical therapy.
Very rare in Manhattan. You have view in the office. You see what kind of view?
Yeah, it's a little washed out from the light. Let's see if it'll adjust.
What kind of view?
Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is what's out the window is this beautifully kept garden in the courtyard here, which it really helps because when you open the window, the birds are chirping and
In the first floor, you know how it's important to be in the
easy to get to us with
you don't need elevator.
Yeah.
You after treatment you go into the garden.
Definitely.
People special coming, always telling I 10 minutes before the treatment to sit in the garden.
Got it. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll continue with you off record.
Okay.